Okay, great. So we were talking about Chris's pattern of misalignment, and what the misalignment, the subluxation is that his cage is dropped back this way and it's compressed. So the logical correction of it would be to push his cage forward and to open it or decompress it. So we have this traction set up here. And the reason why we do the traction is because the research tells us, and we certainly see this clinically, is that you can't get ligaments, and the disc is a type of a ligament. You can't get ligaments to correct unless you can hold them in a corrected position for a minimum of 10 minutes. Now, we just looked, Chris was great with his therapeutic exercise, but he can't hold this for 10 minutes without stopping. And we create this awesome adjustment, but we can't hold him for 10 minutes. So what we do is we do both a in-office and a home traction where we put him in a corrected position and we hold him there with tension, but it's tolerable tension. So we talked before that Chris's pattern of subluxation is that his pelvis is forward, his cage is back, and his head is forward. And this is a compression. So we're going to logically push the pelvis back, push his chest forward, and open his chest up this way. Okay, so we'll go feet forward, and we stabilize him with this strap here. We're gonna press chest forward. You're gonna push your chest like that, and then we strap him with this stabilization strap here. And that's a perfect setup to go opposite of his pattern, and we'll leave him in this setup for 10 minutes. Now you see over here that we've got these weights. Those weights are pulling to go ahead and just create a little bit extra tension of his cage lifting like that. It's as close to orthodontics as we have, in the sense that it puts a little bit of stress over time, and by doing it repetitively, we'll re-educate and correct his body back towards normal. All of that, what does that have to do with low back pain? Is that this postural subluxation causes the stress on the bottom disc, which is causing the pressure on the nerve, and that's where the low back pain comes from. So if we can adjust the disc like we did, and then correct the posture, and then that'll take the stress off the disc can heal, and his body can repair, and the low back pain goes away. Fantastic. How are you feeling in this? Good. You're used to it, and you're good.
Oh,
Is
I
it
like
too? I like it. Good. Is it too much weight?
No, I could use more.
I could use more. He's a tough guy. Fantastic. I love it. All right. So just give us a sense because you're a captive audience here. Hey, when you first before you started at Roy Chiropractic, how were you feeling?
When I came to Dr. Rowe, I had sciatica pain, which had started out as a twinge, but by the time I came to Dr. Rowe, it was debilitating, and I couldn't walk. It was awful. And that's when I came.
And the sciatic pain was a pain in the leg.
On the leg, yeah. I was going down the back of my left leg.
Back of your left leg. So now the connection with that is that the bottom disc that causes the low back pain also is the disc that puts stress on the sciatic nerve. Now the sciatic nerve runs down the back of the leg. So he was getting true nerve compression from that bottom subluxation, and then that was causing the irritation on the nerve, and it had developed into more than just simple low back pain, which for many people is not simple, but it became more complex where it was actually affecting the sciatic nerve running down the leg. Okay, so then how are you doing now? Let's start it that way.
Well, now it's just coming to you, and then doing the weekly visits and so on. They gradually subsided, and the exercises at home are very important. It's almost like, I don't know if you like this analogy, but you put the brick in the right place, but I have to do the work to keep it there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good. If that analogy works for you, I love it. Yeah.
Yes, as long as I maintain, I feel fine.
So what's the relationship between like the work that you do and working against this correction?
The work I do for a living?
Yeah.
Yes, as opposed to the work I do. Well, as an organist, I'm sitting on a bench for hours a day, and, playing a keyboard, and it plays into my pattern, as Dr. Rowe calls it, and I get hunched over, and so
like this.
I incorporated the exercise he's given me into my practice routine, so that I'm not practicing away from what he's working with me here in the office.
Fantastic.
I have to.
So you said weekly visits, but we didn't really start off with weekly visits. What we had to initially.
Initially it was 3 times a week.
3 times a week, right?
And it took a while. Initially you wonder if it's going to work, but it does. And you just have to give it time.
Yeah. The 3 times a week is because the body lays down scar tissue within 48 hours. And so what we're trying to do is to stretch that scar tissue. So if we were to adjust you and then wait till the next week when the patient first begins care, you'd rebuild too much scar tissue.
You mean the scar tissue as a result of adjustment?
Another scar tissue is a result of the injury.
Oh.
And so the body is trying to protect you. Your body's super smart, so it's trying to protect the injury. It uses scar tissue to wall it off. Well, the process, we're stretching the scar tissue out, and you're stimulating the body to lay down a higher grade of more elastic tissue. But if I were to adjust you initially and then wait a whole week, you'd build some more scar tissue.
Oh,
so the process of correction is we adjust every other day to get that correction, so that we're stretching the scar tissue, and then as the body heals, we're able to reduce to twice a week and then to once a week. And depending on how severe the injury is, some people can do fine with maintaining it with a wellness lifestyle and getting adjusted once a month. Many people can't. It depends on how bad the injury is. But this correction, this traction, supported by the therapeutic exercises, supported by the adjustment, is how we actually correct that.